Hi everyone, welcome to a new yoga therapy class. In this class we're going to go through a series of exercises to work on your kidneys. So really good to practice if you have any issues related to your bones, osteoporosis, if you have chronic fatigue and issues with your sleep, splitting hair or weak nails, if you've got night sweats, if you got darkness under the eyes or puffiness under the eyes. All these are just different symptoms that relate to the kidneys just being a little bit overworked and out of balance. So when you're ready, grab your mats and we're going to start on our hands and knees. Before we begin, please like, subscribe and share this video with other people who might benefit from this kind of content. If you know anyone who has issues with their kidneys, please share this video with them and let them benefit from this kind of content. So let's start on our hands and knees in cat pose. We're just going to warm up the spine a little bit. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Breathing out as we lift the back up. Press the ground away, press the chin down into your chest and trying to contract your belly, contract your navel, lift it up towards your spine. And then breathe in back to the middle, neutral spine, and then reverse, breathe out, look up, contract your back, contract your spine, keep the breath out, use the breath out to contract the spine more. Inhale, middle, and reverse, breathe out, round the back, open the spine, and trying to lift the navel up towards your spine, contract your belly strongly here. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, reverse, look up. Contract your back, contract your spine. One more, each direction. Inhale, middle. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, neutral. And exhale, arch your back. And back to neutral. All right, we're gonna drop onto our belly and we're gonna arch the back. So a lot of the things related to the kidneys, because the kidneys are located in the lower back, bottom of the ribs, just hanging off the bottom of the ribs. We're gonna do a lot of the exercises are targeting the lower back, arching the spine, you'll see. So bring your hands just below your shoulders, bring your legs fairly close to each other. If you can, keep them together and we just breathe out and lift up. Breathe in, come back down. Exhale up. Inhale down. And we're going to do 4 more. Lifting up, breathing out. Dropping down with control, breathe in. Trying to arch the back. Trying to keep your hips low, open the chest. 2 more. Lift. And down. And up. And down. Awesome. Push yourselves back onto your knees. Knees wide. Just to reverse that, we're going to lengthen the arms forward, bring the head down and focus on pressing your hips back. So if you're way up here, that's fine. If the knees are tight, if the hips are tight, but trying to make your way back. Bum back towards your heels, head down, long arms, belly dropping down. And if at any time during the class you feel like you need to take a break, or if you need to extend the break because your back needs it, feel free to pause the video. But I'm just going to run you guys through the exercises, not quickly because we're still going to take our time. And if you've done this class many times, feel free to skip the break if you want to just get it done a little bit faster. But keep in mind that the kidneys is not about doing quick movements, it's about doing strong movements, strong contraction, arching the back, and taking our time, so slowing down the pace. All right, come onto your knees. We're gonna do a variation on camel, which is called half camel, where we place one hand into the waist, the back of the waist, again, bottom of the ribs here, where we support the lower back. And then we take the other arm up, and what we're going to do is you're going to focus on pressing the hips forward, and then taking the other arm back. So opening the front and contracting the back. So pressing the hips. You can keep your chin down, or you can try to look back at your hand, and we hold this. Keep pressing the hand into your lower back, keep lengthening the arm back. Two more breaths. And slowly back. So the goal is to really lengthen that arm back. Don't let it bend, trying to straighten it and trying to really reach back, okay? So if you were looking back at your hand, you'll be able to tell after that second side if one side you go further, yeah? You can also tell just by the feeling. One side feels harder or feels weaker than the other. So let's try the second side. Take the arm up, hands supporting the lower back, press the hips forward, and we breathe and hold. And that's about 10 breaths, which is more than enough. Yeah, if 10 breaths is too much, you had to come out of it. After 5, 6 breaths, that's fine as well. Slowly build up to it. So let's go into cat pose just to get rid of the ache in the back. That was a strong contraction for the lower back and the kidneys. So lift the back up, breathing in, press the ground away. Exhale, relax, neutral spine. And again, inhale, lift up. Exhale, drop, relax, neutral spine. And we do just one more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, relax. Okay, so if you did have a harder side, if you did have a side where it felt way more difficult or your arm was going way further, pause the video, repeat it on the hard side to balance your lower back, left and right sides of your lower back, left and right kidneys. Otherwise, we move on. The next exercise, I'm going to show you different options. So the first option, the easier option, is you bend one leg back. So knee in, foot out to the side. And we're gonna drop down. Now if your knee is a little bit off the ground, that's fine. So in that first option, you're gonna bring the hands behind the head. And we're gonna, if that's already a lot to lie down like this for you, just stay there. But otherwise, you're gonna lift the hips up. But at the same time, don't let the bent knee lift. Push the bent knee down. And then slowly relax down. Okay, you're gonna do this 3 times on one leg, 3 times on the other. But if you can, you're gonna try the next pose, which is with both legs bent. And what you're gonna do is lie down on your back and grab your ankles, and you're gonna lift your bum off the ground, lift the hips up, keep hold of your ankles. And as you breathe out, you're gonna squeeze the knees in and then spread them out. Squeeze and spread. And you're gonna do this 10 times quick, breathing out the whole time. So big breath in, and then breathing out, hips up, squeeze breath, squeeze breath. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax down. And if going on both legs is too much for you, the way to build up is to do the previous pose. One leg straight, one leg bent, lying back like I showed you before, with the hands behind, lifting the bum up. Yeah, that's the way to reach that full pose. Okay, once you're done, if you're on one leg and you did three reps on each leg, or if you're on both legs and you did 1 or 2 sets, once you're done, just lie down on your back and let everything settle. Let the back reset. Let the kidneys integrate. Now you're gonna grab your right knee, pull the right knee in the chest, get the knee as close to the chest as you can, and then lift the head up and hold it. Breathe into the belly. And here what you're trying to do is you're trying to keep your shoulders relaxed. You're trying to get the knee as close to you as you can, and you're trying to take deep breaths into your belly. So as you breathe, the belly moves. And then come back down and switch side. Grab your left knee, pull the knee in the chest, lift the head up and hold. Keep breathing in the belly. And back, and let it go. Relax. So this last one is great because not only you're opening up your lower back one side at a time, but as we lift the head and trying to bring our chin forward to our knee, we're contracting the core on one side. So working the core is a great way to help with lower back issues. And if you combine it with opening up the back, you get really good results. All right, make fist, elbows next to the ribs, toes back, chin down, lift the bum off the ground as you breathe out, push strongly with your elbows, and then relax down. Do that 2 more times. Chin down, toes back, lift up, and down, and one more, exhaling up, and relax down. Relax the arms for a second. All right, bring your hands on your belly. Pull the toes back, push the chin down, take a big breath in. And then as you breathe out, try to sit up. Try not to tense the arms and move your elbows forward as you sit up. Okay, we're gonna flip around onto our belly and we're gonna go into Sphinx pose. So, in Sphinx pose, you want to have your elbows underneath your shoulders, forearms are parallel, legs together, open your chest, chin down. Okay, from here, we're gonna keep the chest open, yeah? And you wanna have that slight pull with the elbows, pull the elbows back a bit and try to slide your belly forward a little bit. You'll see that intensifies the stretch in the lower back, the contraction in the lower back where the kidneys are. So from here, we're gonna lift the right leg up. Don't change anything else. Don't dip the chest forward. Lengthen it, breathe in, and then take it out, breathe out. And back, and down. And again, exhale, lift. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take it out. And back, and down. That goes right into the kidneys in the lower back. That's where you should feel it. Let's try the second side. Pay attention if one side feels harder than the other, because you're gonna have to repeat it on the hard side. Lift, breathe out. Inhale, lengthen the leg more. And exhale, take it out. And back, and down. Again, lift the leg, breathe out. Lengthen, breathe in. Take it out, breathe out. And back, and down. Okay, relax down. Give that a few seconds. So, one way, again, to tell if you got a weaker side is the feeling, how it feels. But another way is to have someone look at your legs when you do this exercise. And if that's not possible, record yourself. So place the camera behind you or in front of you so you can really see how high and how far to the side your leg goes. You can also see if you're bending one leg. That's another way you can tell. So you can also tell that maybe on one side your chest is dipping because you're trying to avoid the contraction in your back. So there's many ways you can tell. So if you did have a hard side, pause the video, do it two more reps on the hard side, on the hard leg, and then catch a little break before starting the class again. Otherwise, we move on and we're gonna flip around. This time we go the other way around where our legs are forwards and we're gonna bring the right foot in. So you're trying to bring the right foot, you try and bring the heel up, all the way up into the groin, as close to you as possible. And we're gonna hold the foot. If you can't hold the foot, that's fine. You can hold the leg, make sure you pull the toes back, and trying to keep your spine straight for this one. So it doesn't matter if you can bring your head down to the leg. All that matters here for this variation is that we keep the back straight. As straight as possible. And again, it's hard to tell when you're at home by yourself and you don't have a mirror to see yourself. So that's why it's nice to come to class and have someone correct you. You can also record yourself. Doing it in front of a mirror is a good way to tell. So here, focus on pressing the knees down, lengthening the spine, shoulders relaxed. And whilst you keep your spine straight, you're trying to bring your elbows down, closer and closer to the ground. Keep breathing. And slowly come back and we switch side. So bring the left foot in and pull the toes back. If you can't reach for the toes, that's fine. If you can, even better. If you can't reach for the toes, pull the toes back strongly towards you and grab your leg. Okay, so focus on your breath, breathing in the belly. Is my spine straight? Is my back straight? Chin down, don't need to look up, don't need to look down. You want your neck in line with the rest of the spine. Pushing the knees down, both knees. Slowly trying to move the elbows lower and lower, closer to the floor. Just 2 more breaths. And slowly back. All right, come onto your knees again. This time we're gonna do again a camel pose variation, slightly different. This one is even more specific to the kidneys. They're gonna bring even more contraction to the kidneys. So we're gonna go, our knees are hip width apart, but the feet slightly wider, and you're on your toes. Hands on the bottom ribs, okay? Hands flat, hugging the bottom ribs. Pull your elbows back towards each other, so your chest opens, so your shoulders roll back. And same thing as we did earlier, in all the camel pose variation, you wanna push the hips forward. That's the common thing you'll see in all of them. So arching the back by mainly trying to push the hips forward. And then from here, so you're trying to get your back parallel to the floor. That's the goal. From here, we're gonna turn and look at the right foot. And then back to the middle, turn, look at the left foot. Keep pressing the hips forward. And back, and then again, turn to the right, push the hips forward, get the back parallel to the floor. And one more to the left, turn, keep pulling the elbows towards each other. And back. Intense, all right? If the back is aching after this, perfectly normal, so we get rid of the ache again, just going into cat pose. Gently lifting the back up, rounding the back, big breath in. And exhale, relax. And inhale, lift. Press the ground away, press the chin down. Exhale, relax. And do one more. Big breath in. Exhale, relax. Okay, lie down on your belly for a second. And just give your body a little rest before we move on. All right, again, if you need more rest, pause the video, but I'm just trying to bring that class into a shorter format for you guys, for you busy people. So next pose, and it might be a little bit challenging for some of us that lack arm strength, so I'll show you 2 different variations. The first one, you're gonna have your hands basically a little bit below your shoulders, and you're gonna go on your toes. You're gonna look forward, lift the knees off the ground, so engage the legs, and then lift the bum off the ground and try to really stick your bum up, arch your lower back. Again, the point here is to contract the lower back, contract the kidneys. From here, we take a big breath in, and then we take a long breath out, and we're gonna rock forwards and backwards,
keeping the bum up, so don't drop the bum every time you rock forward. Long breath out, trying to keep going for as long as you can. Keep the bum up as high as you can. When you have to breathe in, relax down. Okay, if that's impossible, if you can't even get off the ground, second option, slightly less challenging with the arms, is you go on your elbows, okay, fist pointing up, and you do the same thing. Go on your toes, stick your bum up, look forward, chin forward, long breath out, rocking, keep the bum up. And because you keep breathing out, you're creating more and more contraction, which is what we want. Once you're done, relax down. Very intense. You just need to do one set properly and then collapse and relax. When you do it and all your breath is gone, don't stop as soon as you have no more breath. Keep it going. Keep breathing out. Keep the breath out. That's when the real work begins, is when all your breath is gone. It's not before. Before that, nothing much is actually happening. Yeah? So try to push yourself and trying to keep it going for as long as possible. Then afterwards, collapse and relax. I get 2 more poses to practice. So the first one, we're gonna go standing, and it's really good to work that kidney energy and ground us. And you have to do it properly. If you do it and you're stressing out and you're falling and your body's not positioned properly, you won't get the same amount of benefit. So I'll try to talk to you about all the little different aspects that you need to focus on. So warrior 2 pose. So big wide step to start with, where the back foot, your toes are pointing out to the side, front foot, toes are pointing forward, and you want your heels on the same line. Okay? From here, hips facing to the side, not forward. Warrior 1, your hips facing forward. Warrior 2, hips face the side. And then we're gonna bend the legs, bend the front leg, sorry, back leg stays straight, stays strong. And what you want, and you can see it here, you want to get a right angle here in that in. So if your stance is too short, you can't get a right angle, yeah? I'm exaggerating, but nowhere near right angle. But if you get a wide stance, and of course that stance will depend on your physiology, your body, how long your legs are. So trying to drop the hips down. Try not to arch your lower back. So you do that by tucking the tailbone under, scoop it under. Yeah, let your lower back lengthen. And then we take the arms out and we look at the nail on our middle finger. Okay, all your focus is on that nail. Your gaze on that nail. Now make sure you're dropping your hips. Make sure you're not tensing your shoulders. The arms are lengthening away from each other, but you're not tensing the arms. You're not tensing the shoulders. They're light. Upper body is light. Lower body is strong and grounded. Okay, so we want to be here for about 10 breaths, and then we come back and we switch. And if you want to make sure you get the same distance, I've got these mats with the lines, but what you can do if you don't have that is just to pivot. Pivot the feet, turn, drop into your warrior 2. And you can do a warrior 2 where you're chilling and nothing much is happening and you think, oh my God, what's so hard about this? Or you can do a warrior 2 where you really
get into it. You really try your best to really drop the hips. You're really trying to get low. Really lengthening the arms. Tucking the tailbone under, engaging the core. Letting the hips open. Your whole foot is pressing down, not just the outer edge, not just the front. Equal pressure into both feet. Okay, and then slowly come out of it and relax the arms. Okay, warrior two for you. So if one side felt worse, again, that's very possible. If one of your leg is a little bit weaker, or one knee is a little bit weaker, you can, or one hip is a bit tighter, yeah? You can find that there's a difference one side compared to the other, many different indicators, so work that weak side one more time. Otherwise, we finish with our last pose, which is full Cobra, one of the best poses to practice, to work the kidneys. So I like to bring my hands not under my shoulders, but a little bit below. Bring your legs together. And this one is a variation on, it's not a variation, it's full Cobra, but it's a different way of doing it where we're gonna keep the navel on the ground. So start, first of all, by just lifting the front without using your hands. So hands are on the ground, but we're not using them, yeah? And you're trying to lift to the point where your ribs are all off the ground. Again, not using the hands to start, keeping your legs together. Pull the elbows back towards each other, shoulders down your back. And then from here, you're gonna push with the hands, but keep your navel down and look up. Keep your legs together, breathe. Push your navel down, push your belly button down into the mat, but push into the hands at the same time and trying to arch your back more. Trying to get your face parallel to the ceiling, chin up, shoulders down, legs together, navel on the ground, 2 more breaths. And then slowly, slowly come back down and relax. And lie down on your back. Flip around onto your back and relax. Relax the legs, relax the arms. So one of the few good things you can do for the kidneys is rest. In terms of habits, lifestyle, resting is a really good way to heal the kidneys. In terms of nutrition, is adding minerals to your diet and remove processed food, processed flour, processed sugar, anything that's processed, which drains you from your minerals, and your kidneys are responsible to maintain the balance, the mineral balance in your bloodstream, in your body. So add minerals to your diet, seaweed, good quality sea salt into the cooking so that it's absorbed. And in terms of yoga, anything we did today, very powerful, where we work the low back, we strengthen the low back, arch the low back, contract it. So hopefully after this half an hour, 35 minutes, you feel the sensation of relaxation, which is what you should feel when your kidneys are not stressed and when your body is into healing mode. Hopefully you feel that sensation You can practice this class before bed in the evening. You can practice it if you feel very stressed out. And if you just got even just a 15 minutes and you can only do half of the class, or if you've done this class a few times, just keep in mind certain exercises. Just be mindful that certain exercises are quite strong, so you need to warm up before you practice them. And if you know anyone who can benefit from this kind of class and this kind of way of exercising, where we're not just doing movements to strengthen muscles, but we're doing it to have a deeper impact on the body and on the mind. So working on the organs, on the nervous system, very powerful. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you soon. Have a beautiful day. Bye.